Alrighty folks, we are back at her. So I pulled out the fuel tank. Well, the fuel tank I think I want to use. I'm a little mixed. I guess I could get like a Mustang tank, but this is the tank I have and it should just work. It'll have like GM sender and stuff like that. The Mustang tank would sit flatter and would give me a little more room. So I'm kind of a little mixed there. Let us see. I just kind of would rather just use junk I have already than have to buy stuff, but hey, because this we could fill this neck out. We could do our, you know, our door dealio. I had some lights. My light selection is pretty slim pickings now, but I did see these on the shelf. I don't know, I'm kind of mixed. I might mock them up just to see, because if we put those there and we kind of build a trim going between them and then our license plate would be underneath, that might be neat. I don't know. I also have this one, but I only got one. I'm not even sure. I think this is a 53 Chevy, but upon holding it on there, it almost looks like a clown face. It just, I don't know. I personally probably would get rid of the backup light and just have it all red. So I don't know which way it probably would have went, but you know, it's got a neat look, but there's a lot of emptiness going on. I don't know if that would break it up enough with the license plate. At least if we went that route, it would sort of fill the back up, end up kind of building what I didn't want, but hey, it'll work. I didn't want to have a big filler panel, but it might just work with the truck the way it's done. Maybe I'm better off actually sinking this in, and we use another elbow to bend around in here, and then have the panel just sunk a little bit. That way these trims could actually line up, you know, just hit a dead end, but we just still make one spear going through the middle. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I'm going to dig around, just see if I have another tank yet, something a little different, but I do want to go here and do my filler through the back. That's kind of my big goal. This is not that big of a deal because really, because of my roof, like my floor could end right up here. It's fine. I'd rather, if I can, come down a little bit just to give me a little bit of room for stuff. Like here, I could at least fit probably a spare tire. You know, we kind of pocket it in there and it can drop down. We could do that too. And then have our floor yay high. That's an option. Or we go with a Mustang tank and then everything's nice and flat way down here. I don't know. For now, well, I guess we got to figure this out. I'm going to dig around some more, see if I have a different fuel tank. If I don't, whatever. I'm going to use this one. It'll be fine. We might just build some framework over top of it so it can bolt in. I have it up high enough that I could put it lower, but this is high enough because this is ground. And if for some reason I was bagged out, had a flat tire, I don't want the whole truck just being supported by the fuel tank. So that would be ideal. That's only like a worst case scenario that we'd have to do something like that. Anyways, I do hope I have the bits that I want. I'd like to get the floor structure in and then actually just start welding the beans out of this thing. We'll kind of leave this loosey-goosey for now because maybe I'll have a different taillight selection, things like that, but we can still do all the framing and everything else up top. Should be able to get the fenders like bolted on. We'll kind of leave it about loose like that for now. There's a lot of things I'd like to do beyond that, but I think we'll leave it small and keep that as our goal for now. All right, first things first, we'll do some more hunting, see if I have some different fuel tanks. So gonna go around the yard and do some shopping. We got a couple parts sheds I can go look through now. I know Ryder moved some stuff into my other building, but I don't know if I have any fuel tanks in there yet. All right, no real fuel tanks here. I did walk in and I noticed that one there. I think that's like a Blazer tank, but that's still pretty thick. I don't think that helps my cause at all. And we have a couple more Blazer tanks in here too. They're like 60s Blazer, I think. They're a good sized tank, but no bueno on the whether it would work. Well, I think they're too thick. I don't think I have anything else here. Kind of had Ryder starting to organize. Might wait till spring till we do it again. Get him to move more stuff before I move my other part sheds over. Alrighty. I guess I'm gonna go look in my two other little buildings there, my outbuildings that I need to move out here yet. Alrighty. This is where I got my other tank, but I don't know that I remember seeing anything there. Sheds are a little bit of a disaster because we haven't actually gone through anything yet to move over to the other shop. But and what do we got? Spot 1 tank. I think it's a Tri 5 tank. It looks pretty clean inside. That might be a candidate. It's got no sender, but I don't know. Maybe the other tank, I think, would just be, may as well just use it. I'm feeling. Guess while I'm here, I'll grab these 4 bars. Swap meet score. We'll grab that, and I think we're going to try to use those on Austin's car so we can get a different diff in it. Alright, well, that's a 2-hander, so I'll meet you back at the shop. So we got some 1x1 tube in there, so I'm going to try to build like a perimeter. We'll just start with a perimeter frame, zap to the side, and then we can start figuring out how we're doing our floors. I've ordered, well, I got a compressor and tank, 2 compressors and a tank. I think should be here next week. So we might be able to, I probably won't build the floor structure because I can maybe mount the compressors low and maybe the tank somewhere in here. That's kind of out of the way, but we'll see. We might build the panels that we won't zap them in just in case we got to modify them. Anyways, where are we going to start? Let's just start building our frame that's going to go around here. Yeah, we're going to tie into these original mounts that I had made way back. So I think I can tie in under here. We'll kind of zippity-doo right across. Get us to the back. And then, I don't know, we'll make stuff up. From there, we're going to have to come Scooby across here. That way we can fasten the tank to it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just start carving up some steel and we'll figure out where we get here. I don't know if you can hear that. I thought that was my dogs barking at something, but just the fridge hating life over there. All right. So we kind of loosely just stuck these rails in. They feel really high, but I'm not too concerned right now because really we can kind of go under the floor here. I think we can make a recess here. I'm going to go grab a tire and find out, but as long as I have my spare tire over here, this tank can come back more. So that's okay. This is excessively high. So I'm not 100%. We kind of did some spacing because I don't know how much bigger the top is going to get yet. So I'm imagining 2 more inches in the back would make sense. 2 in the front. But that still gives us plenty of room in the bed here for it. I think some folks are asking if, you know, like to make the bed flip over, but you can see it just won't fit. It has to go in sideways. That's all there is to it. Now, it does sit below here. But I might do the side rail here and then kind of sink this down or something. I'm not sure how I'm doing this. We'll probably just start with the sides, We're going to do 1 by 1 across there. We're going to do a 1 by 1 across those braces over there. And, well, we'll start with that. Back here, I don't mind the way, like I say, it's high, but we can always drop it down. I'm not too worried. Maybe because I want the bed, whatever. Really got a lot of thinking I'm doing here. Because the most important thing is that this top fits in there. Now this could fit here, and we could go up more, thus giving us more room everywhere. I'm using the top of there as like the highest point I'd like to go. If I have to, I'll go taller, but yeah, I don't know. We'll just start scabbing things. Maybe we'll reinvent the back here. I don't know yet. Because this could get cut, or we could bend this to follow this profile, but the fuel tank is a little bit higher here. Actually, what I should do is just open this darn thing up and just see if the tank is good. Start with that. Because underneath the front, there's not much going on, so I'll have room to put like my compressor, my tank, stuff up there. Back here, spare tire, and then we still have some decent place to put stuff if we had to. Like I say, the kind of the goal around this thing is to, like, you know, cruise it to some shows in the States and things like that. That's the big one. Be able to jump in and reliably just go anywhere. All right, so I'm gonna slowly, we'll just start tacking a few things here. These, I don't know if they're gonna stay. We'll see. We'll see how the original skeleton that I'm gonna come up with here works, and if I can make that work with everything else. I don't have a solid game plan yet. The floor has always been a questionable thing, and you're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter how bad or ugly it is in my eyes. It's just got to hold my top and some luggage and some tools, and that's about it. All right, let's just commence boogering things together till it makes sense.
All right, we got everything tacked in. We decided to go with the Tri-5 tank. What I'm going to do is weld up here shut, and then we're going to make a spout coming off the back. I did it just so I can get everything just that like 6 inches lower, I guess is what it is overall. So I got that all in. I got to do one more brace along the back here, because I think then we can kind of like sheet this part. Probably sheet this. I don't know what I'm doing on top of there yet. We can build a sheet for the front part. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with compressors or anything yet, so we might sheet this but leave it loose that a feller could unbolt. I don't know yet. We'll play this one out, whether I make like something that covers over this hump. I don't know anything about these bags, so I might just order some bags, because these things seem pretty dang like old and very rusty. So I don't know what's going on. They don't, yeah, I might just put a fresh set of bags in there, because these bags have probably been in here for, I have no idea, honestly, how many years, and they were probably used back then, so they're good for mock-up, but I don't think I want to run those particular bags. All right. Well, I got to do a little bit of, well, when I take the box off, I got to do a little bit of trimming, because I can't get this box to sit tight in the back on both sides. That piece of angle is kind of hitting some stuff. But we can go around actually just building the random sheeting that a feller needs here. Again, I got to just trim these. I'll cut that one more brace. We'll put that in the back. That should be good there. Over here, we could screw to this. Maybe we'll do one more brace along the front. We'll get rid of all these fuel lines and things, because we're all going to run all new stuff in here, and we're not running anything like that was on here. So, I mean, it worked fine for the car, but we're doing a different game plan here. Oh, come on. There we go. Get rid of all that later. All right. I guess the plan is we're going to put 2 braces in. I'm going to do one more on the front, and then I'll do one in the back there, and then we can start doing some sheet metal bits. Well, it definitely has a box look to it now. I know we should have bead rolled before I did all the bends, but I didn't know how things were going to fit, so I'm pretty sure we'll be able to squeeze it through there, no problem. We'll do a little bit of something. We still got to do a hole over there for a filler, but the sheets are just not quite wide enough. We made the box a little bit wider, so kind of hooped us there. I mean, I could have made the similar sheet and strapped it together, but I think what I'm going to do is we'll just add a little filler on either side that we can stitch everything to. Yeah, I got to go dig through there. All that stuff's in the way, but I got to go grab another sheet of steel out of there. And we're going to cut just some slivers that we can go up and around the sides. I'm going to still work. We'll try to figure if we can get this thing done in one piece over the middle. Be nice if we can get that done. I'm going to undo my airlines for now. We'll take them out of the way and we'll try to build a hat to go right over top of this thing. And then we'll figure out a way to close it in kind of thing. I'm trying to keep everything super low to here because, well, I just need all that room with my roof. So like one side doesn't really matter, but we may as well try to keep it consistent. The fact is, it actually looks like a decent little box. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to do some digging. We're going to get out another piece of steel and, well, we're going to try to make the little bit over top of here. It's not terrible, eh? Look at that. Actually, looks like it has a bed floor now. All right. Well, we're going to mark off, or you've seen me starting to mark it. I'm going to see if I can figure out, or if I can actually get this all through the bead roller. That one worked good, other than I had a little spot weld in the back broke on one of my gears, so that's why I was struggling a little bit on one of the bends, and my dies. One of the dies is kind of bunk. The lock screw's no good. I got to get some shims like I used to have, just to so I can line the sprockets, kind of give myself some offset and things, because it kind of buggered over to one side a wee bit. It doesn't matter for what this is, but anyways, you got this. There's a line here because I probably will make this go down, step it down to whatever. It's got to go down like another inch and a half, almost 2 inches. Essentially, I want that just for the rooftop to sit a little lower. If it's up here, it's going to be too tall, I think. So anyways, let's see if I can figure out how to bead roll the rest of the floor here. And then we got to cut all the strips I'm talking about. You can see here how this metal is just a hair bit wider. I could cut the sheet the long way, but I can't bend it, and I can't do my the break. Or I can't break, or I can't cut it in the shear. So we'll just add a sliver on each side. It'll be fine. Waiting for food. It's almost supper time. All right. Well, it's starting to look like something. We got boo-boos everywhere, but I'm not going to concern myself about it. It's a box. I kind of, well, guesstimated where these holes were supposed to go, and well, I think I had it in the right spot, but then I changed my mind. I'm just going to shove this thing right over because I don't really care about this side, and then I was just going to step this side down so my roof has a little slot to fit in. Anyways, yeah, so now my holes are up, which doesn't really matter. I plan to cover them. I just want an access hole in case I got to take a bag out or do something. I can at least get in there and doodle with it. So not the end of the world. I guess I could hindsight just oval it, but it doesn't bother me. I can get my wrenches in there and do what I need to do. So we'll leave it be. We still have to work this whole area because I want this to step down to the top of the frame. So then this can go to the chassis, and then we'll work all this stuff here. Again, it's just to gain that extra inch or two that I need for the roof. Because if I put it on top of this thing, for sure it's not going to fit in there. So at least this way it'll have a uniform fit. Like over here, we'll probably build some kind of platform for it to sit on. It can hover or something over here now because we got like tons of room back here. You see me welding just the little bit that we needed to add a strip to here. Eventually I'm going to weld that in. I don't want to do it now until I fully weld everything underneath. So we kind of just building all the pieces. I'm going to work on this little bit after supper here. Try to get this little hook done. And then just because of the way this thing all worked out, we'll actually add that little filler thing that we'll have to do there. And then we can like zap it to the side. Again, we'll do it after we get all the floor stuff done, or maybe I could put that one middle section in and then we can do things later. Yeah, a lot of this was based on, well, you know what? Let's put it where it's supposed to be and we'll just add the steel that we need there. That doesn't bother me too much. Here, we're pretty close. We'll bend this down a little more. Then at least everything's about where it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. We're adding some metal everywhere anyway, so we'll do a little bit up there. Then at least all this looks in the middle like it was supposed to go. All right. Like I said, puppers want some food. I'm gonna go have supper, and then we'll be back at her. Well, folks, there we go. I know it looks a little funny because we have this bit, but there is a purpose to that. We have to get our top in there. Anyways, we got a couple screws holding it in. Everything's here. We got a lot of wobbly lines, but hey, we got our bead roller working, and I got to use it. It had a few little bugs that I had to work out. The one gear wasn't set right, so I just zapped it, and I think it was the other sprocket or something like that. Something else had let go, but that's where you see me struggling a little bit while I was doing all the bead rolling. But other than that, got to do some modifying at some point. Where's my straight edge? So for a while back, you see me working. I had this tabletop. This thing, I think it's 1/4 inch. Not as thick as my other workbench, but it's... I think I got to cut this one up and fix my other workbench here because she's a little rough. I guess she must have been really, really hot and some stuff must have fell on her. But because the front of the table is actually super square. But as you go to the back of the table, we're getting quite a bit of air under there. And then even when you go to the front, it's even worse. So like this table going forward, we're getting near, 3/8 of an inch, somewhere there. Midway, or pretty much almost an inch, that this table's all drooped to this one corner, which really sucks. It's a good table, but I've been noticing I was working on it, things weren't sitting flat, especially the bead roller wasn't sitting flat. So I'm going to cut this top off. We're going to modify that other top, fit it on there. I'm going to get it a little bit bigger so we can kind of use it as that full fab table I had an idea. And then we'll probably modify so I can have a vise on a receiver inside of it that I could take it off and have a perfectly flat table to work. I was going to drill holes and things in it, but that doesn't bother me too much. I'm a guy who zaps it to my table. And mostly because this table, I couldn't really drill. I guess I could. I thought these runners were actually underneath there. But with my luck, I probably will go right in the middle of something and meh. I'm not going to do the old drill all the holes in the table. We'll just clean it the bare steel kind of dealio and we'll work it that way. Anyways, we got all of our floor in here. We made our access panels and we have just some quick little pat covers for them. So now at least I can get them off, get at the bags. I'll be able to get at the airline if I had to. Things like that. Future yet, we'll have to take all these panels off. We're gonna have to pull the box off. We gotta go fully welding everything. I think down here where I had that little schloink, I might just leave it straight because I'm gonna build a little bit of a running board, like a step, similar to the stock, I guess. It'll just be a little raised up and things, so I'll probably get rid of that thing, but I'll do that when the box is off. And then we have a whole lot of welding to do because we still got to butt up a few of these places and yada yada yada. And then still, I think we got to bust some of these welds here and try to square some of this up because things are a little off here and there, so we're gonna fix that all up yet. That's why we didn't weld everything permanent. All I know is if I go here, we got a little wave here and there's not, the consistency's off from here to here. Like this is right and the front is right, but the middle's a little bit. But we got more than enough meat up here that we can kind of slide it down and get everything where we want. Same for this side. This side doesn't seem as bad, but there's definitely a little bit of schwow in there. We'll get her. Anyways, I think that is where we are going to leave this one. Like I said, we got a little bit of a rough idea for next round. Hopefully I'm over this cold thing I got going on here. But yeah, as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later. Hey, ready? Ready to go? Call it or die, eh? Hey?